US and UK warships are now moving into position across the Middle East. The US aircraft carrier USS Gerald R has begun its deployment from the US East Coast to Europe, as confirmed by the Pentagon, but officials admit it also provides President Trump with a third carrier option if the conflict widens. The Ford joins the USS Carl Vinson, already in the Arabian Sea, and the USS Nimitz, currently sailing toward US Central Command from the Indo-Pacific. This major concentration of US naval power was highlighted in various media reports. Meanwhile, unconfirmed reports suggest the British aircraft carrier HMS Queen Elizabeth has passed through the Suez Canal, heading toward Iran. If verified, it would mark a significant increase in NATO's presence alongside US forces, as noted by several regional media outlets. Despite the growing military buildup, President Trump continues to keep the world guessing. Speaking to reporters outside the White House, Trump declared, "I may do it. I may not do it," when asked about possible US military action.
You may have to fight, and maybe it'll end very quickly. But there's no way that you can allow, whether you have to fight or not, you can allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon, because the entire world will blow up. I'm not going to let that happen.
Iran has responded with direct threats. Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei warned that any US military attack would result in irreparable damage. Intelligence sources, cited by the New York Times, claim Tehran is preparing missile strikes on US bases if Washington enters the war.
America getting involved in this would be 100% to its detriment. The damage it would suffer would be much more than what Iran would possibly suffer. The damage to America, if it gets militarily involved, would be an irreparable damage, no doubt.
Analysts, cited by The Guardian, suggest Trump may be deliberately using time as leverage, letting the threat of overwhelming force push Iran towards surrender. With US carriers positioned for rapid escalation, reports highlight Iran's underground Fordo nuclear site as a potential target for American bunker-buster bombs. With this military buildup, some analysts now argue Trump may be setting a deliberate bait for Iran. By keeping his decision unclear while moving carriers into position, critics warn the White House could be provoking Tehran to strike first, handing Washington a justification for war.